Are we live? We're live. Hello.
Woo!
Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my channel for a productivity sprint here with some book friends. I'm going to pass it around and have everyone just introduce themselves really quickly. But we like to call ourselves the Voltron Book Force because why not? So we're just trying to do some regular monthly productivity sprints. You can read, you can write, you can do your dishes, you can do whatever you want. And then we're just gonna sprint and hang out and talk. But that's enough of me. You're here, you know who I am. My name's Steph, and I will introduce you to Margaret. Go ahead,
Hi, Margaret Pinard. Happy to be here. Definitely need a productivity sprint to kick my butt. I'm an author and I'm trying to get myself to do some line edits. So I'm going to do some sprinting with line edits for my current manuscript. I write historical fiction in case anyone is interested. I do some authortube and some booktube over on my channel, which is Margaret Pinard. Very easy.
There we go.
Ooh.
Sweet. And I'm Sandy Golston. Sandy Golston, let's see right there, you can see it. Sandy Golston, BookTube TV. I author, just a passion for writing. I've always had it, passion for reading. And so I do a little bit of both on my channel. And I just go out and just try to have fun, just do what I want. And if people watch it, that's even better. But, you know, I just go out and try to have fun. And so today I've got 3 things that I'm working on today, and I haven't been able to narrow it down. So I am finishing up a book, Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I'm finishing that book. Then I am also finishing up a novel that I'm writing. I'm at 84,000 words. It's probably going to take me another 3,000 words to finish. So I'm like right at the finish line, and I actually know how I want to finish it. So that's a good thing there. And I'm also maybe doing some outlining for a 5-book series that I'm going to be working on beginning this year. So that's me.
Oh, that's a lot. You guys are so productive. I love it. Great job. Nice. So that's why
I have all the white hair.
What happened?
That's why I have all the white hair, because of all this productivity, you know.
Signs of wisdom. I'm supposed to be finishing Mistborn so I can move on to book 2 for the Cosmere read along. However, I'm pretty sure it's buried under the pile of laundry I did this morning and I can't find it. So I'll find it later. But right now I'm going to be doing some annotating of a textbook for my AP course that I teach, so I can have some resources for my students. And then when I'm taking a break during one of the sprints, I'm doing a horror themed reading vlog. So I'm picking up Prosper's Demon, which is a novella. But yeah, that's what we're up to. So anyone in the chat, let us know what you're doing. Let us know if you're going to read, if you're going to write, if you're going to, whatever it is you're going to do during these sprints. But we're just going to hang out and chat and get some reading and writing done. But yeah, how long do we want to sprint for, you guys? I think, what did we do last time? Like, was it 25 minutes?
I think we did 20.
20? Do you want to do 20 again?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so we'll probably end up doing, whatever, I don't know if we did like 3 sets of 20 or something like that. Okay, cool. But yeah, awesome. Okay, so let me set that up and then we can get started with the first sprint. I'm going to use the tomato timer. Let's see, how can I reset this?
The tomato timer?
Yeah, it's this website. How do I reset it? Let's see. It's not working. Let's use timer. And let's reset to 20 minutes. There we go. Oh, hello. Purple and Hearts is trying to finish Beautiful Liar by Lauren Rowe. Oh, why do I feel like I've heard that before?
I haven't heard that one. I'm always about any suggestions that people have. I am always willing to at least take a look.
Oh, yeah.
Just going by the title, I would say that's probably a book for you, Sandy.
That's what it did. It grabbed my attention. So I'm like, yeah. That's like right there in my lane, you know. I'm thinking, yeah,
I think so. Yeah, cool.
All right, got the screen share going up. And we're gonna do our first sprint. Then I guess we'll take like a break, chat a little bit, hang out, and then get back to sprinting. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Let's do it. Ready, set, go. All right. How would you?
Productivity at its finest.
Yes. All right. How many words did you write, Sandy?
683 words.
Ooh.
I was in like the groove of all writing grooves right there.
Oh, sorry. Let me put the timer back on.
I know it was like, man, it was like I didn't even really want to stop, but I'm just like, man, I was in a nice little writing groove right there.
Nice.
It's like one of the best feelings, and Margaret probably can relate to this. Like when you know exactly what you want to do and you get into that nice groove and you just kind of keep going and going and going. And that's good because I wasn't in that earlier this week, or early last week. So it feels good.
How about you, Margaret? How'd you do?
So this was like set up because I went from social media scheduling for this organization I volunteer for straight to this with just the snacks as the most important thing. So I was like preparing my mind. I wrote a letter to my mom and I filled out my planner because I was 4 days late. I've just been like, go, go, go. So I was like not up to date on stuff and tracking. And then I just like brought up the big storyboard structure and my like decisions to make in the binder and stuff. So now I'm ready.
Nice. That's still a lot though. That's a lot to do in 20 minutes.
You are like you're like seriously organized. I'm like, yes. I got to get on your organization level. I'm like, man.
It's my calling. How'd you do, Steph?
I did good. I'm halfway done with this little workbook. So really good. I'll probably finish it during the next sprint. And I'm basically tabbing all the pages that I'm going to scan tomorrow for my students to read. So lesson planning. Yay.
Wow.
Hey guys in the chat. I see a couple friends here. Hey Max. And I don't know if this is Bree or Casey because they are a dual friends channel, but hi there, viewer. Welcome. Hello, friends. Hi. Yes, we love a good groove. I was in a painting groove this morning. I painted today. I was like in a kind of a funk all week, I guess, because I was hibernating. But I painted for 4 hours straight today. It's amazing. Such a good feeling. Great.
Yeah.
Yes, we love a good zone. Oh, it's Bree. Hi, Bree. So, if Max is still here, Max was the one who recommended this to me, and Max, I should be starting this today. So, very excited.
Are you going to be filming yourself while you're in a sprint as part of your productivity sprint, as part of the vlog?
I probably should. Yes, and guys, let us know how you did during the sprint. But I should probably. Do we want to say hi to the vlog? Hold on. Lisa, do we want to say hi to the vlog? Hello.
Hi.
Hello. It's part of a horror vlog.
So let's all be happy.
Yay. There you go. There's our B-roll.
Look at you doing multitasking, doing 2 videos at one time. That is.
Actually, I'm doing like 3 vlogs at one time. Who am I? What is happening? I'm just on a vlogging. I'm trying to get into vlogging more because I'm going away the first week of June for college. So, and that's all that's going to be on my channel is vlogs. So, I'm trying to get the ball rolling.
Wow. Okay.
So you're going to do a summer semester of college? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, it's a summer intensive because it's a Master's of Fine Art. So I have to go and like I'm going to be in the woodworking studio a lot this summer. Things that I can't do here in my house. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that.
Okay.
So super excited.
Where are you living?
I'm going to Maine. I'm going to Portland.
Okay.
Oh,
Other Portland,
yes.
Oh. So are you if you do any photography, you better take your camera with you. I mean, I can just imagine some beautiful scenes in that area of the country.
Absolutely, and some good food. I plan on having Maine lobster. Can't go to Maine and not have Maine lobster.
Ain't nothing better.
You know, I have never had like legit real lobster. Never.
Really?
Never.
I did when I was in Nova Scotia and Maine. It was amazing.
Oh, it's one thing.
I gotta do it. I got to do it. Bucket list item.
Just once. I mean, to be honest, I don't know, Margaret, how you feel. I'm not super crazy about lobster, but it's like a once in a blue moon special treat. Like, you just gotta try it, Sandy.
When it's good, it's good.
Oh yeah. Purple Rain Hearts read 20 pages. Nice. Good
Very
pace.
nice.
Oh yes, I am so hyped about this book. This cover's so good.
Hey, hold that cover up. I want to see if I can get a look.
Oh yeah, definitely look at this cover.
Ooh.
I didn't realize it was a rough the first time, and the second time I was like,
wow,
person, but a sort of person.
It's wild. Very cool.
It is amazing what a good cover can do for a book, though. I mean,
right?
you don't like to judge a book by the cover, but it's kind of hard not to. I mean,
exactly.
It gets you to look.
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you guys, as authors, like, what is the next step after, like, what? I know, Sandy, you're in the writing process, and Margaret, you're in the you said you're outlining or editing. Okay, so what is the next step after that? Because I know nothing about the process.
This round after round of editing.
What's
Go
that?
ahead.
Drafting, editing, redrafting, editing again. And then depending on which path to publication you're pursuing, you can start with, formatting, and if you're going to self-publish, or you can start with querying to find an agent, and then querying, submitting to find a editor at a publishing house.
Oh.
So it's like a job search. I'm so excited that I'm going to do this for the first time this year. You can't even imagine.
That is so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
It's just round after round of editing. It's like you get like almost like mind numbing just to keep editing it, but you could keep going through it and you just find something different. So I mean, there's just different types of edits. There's content editing, there's line editing, there's different types of editing that you can do, and so it's just almost endless. Then you got beta readers if you want to do that. That's something that you can do, and so there's just a lot. It's a long process. It's not necessarily a one size fits all process for everybody.
Okay. So I don't know. Is it kind of like you'll just kind of know when you're done writing? I don't know if that's how it is with art. It's just like we work and work until we just feel like I can't possibly change anything else, or this will consume the rest of my life.
That point, when you can't look at it anymore, that's when you need to hand it off to someone else, whether
sometimes they have to pry it from your hands, like just
a trusted friend.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to let go because you could literally just keep editing and editing and editing and editing and editing, and it can be endless.
A good cover is the first introduction. Absolutely true.
It is. It's like the front porch to your book. It's like, if you got a handsome front porch, you guys like that? Yeah, it's got a handsome front porch. It just kind of like, it just feels welcoming, like inviting.
I like that.
I felt so bad. I did a tag recently that was called "Could Do Better." Did you do that stuff?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay, there's another one about book covers, but anyway, this was about there's no effort going into this book cover, so it could do better. And then you were supposed to choose, and I was like, well, I have some that are mostly dead people or people I don't know from a long time ago, so I think I'm safe. But I just felt so bad, like pointing out, this cover does nothing for me. It is not a friendly front porch.
That sounds so fun. Okay, I'm doing that tag.
I would find that one.
Great. That's a great tag. And then I have experience in graphic design, so it'll just become this is what they should have done.
There you go.
Yeah. That is great. And I love that front porch analogy. Because the inside of the house can be fully renovated, can have a jacuzzi, movie theater inside, but if we're not willing to go in, it doesn't matter.
With so much now with self-publishing, I mean, there's just different products you can buy with to make book covers. You can you can get you can go on Fiverr, you can have somebody do a book cover for you. Canva, you can do book covers on Canva too. But I mean, if you really want to sell, I mean, it's worth it. Margaret's got something here.
This is one of the ones I use.
Margaret.
This is one of the ones I use. It's like a local book that what was the prompt? Something like the least amount of effort put into it. Because like, what is this book about? Anything?
Is that a nose?
They're just like blue rings, like a well, like a bottom of a well, maybe.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Yeah, Steph, I saw what you were saying at first. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. The hosts know nothing about me, but surprise everyone. Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Max says, I want a perfect loop of GIF of Sandy saying editing forever.
editing. Oh my gosh. I want to be, think about this. How sweet would it be to be one of those like viral GIFs, I mean, as long as it's not like a bad one, yeah,
There's a way. I think if we use Giphy, there's a way we can make that come true. So I'm pretty sure it's possible. Sandy, be on the lookout.
I saw a video and they were talking about like famous memes and GIFs and where are they now? And it was just some interesting ones that you see all the time, and you're just like, oh, that's what that person looks like now. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and you get the story behind it too. I can't remember where I saw it on YouTube somewhere, but it was really fascinating.
So I guess I'm the outlier of this group. You guys are GIF people, and I'm a GIF person.
Oh, you say GIF? Oh,
I have heard that debate many times about which one it is.
I bet I just stir it up there,
See, I hear GIF and I think peanut butter. So that's like that was like I don't know.
That makes sense. Purple Rain Hearts wants to know what's the best word processor. I have a Chromebook, but I'm used to Microsoft Word, which is not on Chromebook. That is an authortube question, you guys. That's for you.
It's interesting. I actually have okay, I'm gonna make a confession of my stupidity that I did once upon a time. So I was buying this computer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a cheap laptop that I can take, and if I drop it or whatever, it's not a big deal. So I bought it, and it ended up being a Chromebook. And Chromebook, I found out how limited Chromebook is, and it is very limited in what you can do with it. So it's inexpensive, but it's kind of limited in what you can do with it. So yeah, there's not very many programs you can put on there, but I use it for my TV in my bedroom when I need a TV. That's what I use it for now. So I use Microsoft Word mostly. I do sometimes I'll put stories in Google Docs so I can have access to it anywhere. I tried Scrivener, it didn't really work for me, but it might work for other people.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, Margaret? What do you use?
I use Scrivener for writing and for formatting. So when you're asking about word processor, I don't know if you're asking about, like, if you have a Chromebook, your options are limited. Are you thinking about getting a different computer or like what you can import? Because I would say Google Docs is perfectly fine to use as a word processor if your computer is a browser. But yeah, I use Scrivener on my computer. It's basically like Word, but when you come to export for different formatting stuff, like here's the trim size I want. Here's the size book I'm going to make it into. Here's the page margins that I want. Here's the color page, whatever. It'll calculate all those things for you. And so 4 books ago, I was like, yes, I'm going to learn this. And so this is one of the hard skills that I learned from self-publishing, is like how to format via Scrivener. It was quite the battle, let me tell you. Did not want to get in there, but I eventually,
That's where I am. I'm at the stage just before you got to your comfort stage there. Yeah. So I keep saying I'm going to go back and try it because of the streamlining to publishing and the formatting is kind of one of the reasons that I keep it on my laptop, because I do want to master it for that.
See, I don't even know what Scrivener is. So great job, you guys. No, I'm not a writer. I mean, I'm writing, but I'm not like a real writer.
Yeah.
I'll make your jacket though. I'll make your book cover design and go from there. That's great.
Let's talk. I'll have my people talk to your people.
Hope that was helpful. Let's See, Bree says, it's me right now, stuck in the editing cycle of my book. It just never feels good enough to hand off to friends to read. Constant edits, it's consuming.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it's the book that I'm trying to get traditionally published right now that I'm holding back is, yeah, every time I look at it, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to fix something on it. So I just sometimes you got to just take your hands off of it and let somebody read it. But that's a big step. It can be a big step because it's your baby. It's a big step.
I get that. Bree, if you need a beta reader, I'm here. Help you out. I feel that.
Oh, I might have to tap you for some beta reading there.
Definitely. I feel like sometimes, I mean, I don't know if it's the same for writing, but as a visual artist, sometimes it's helpful to ask friends who know us well to preview our work, just because they kind of know where we're coming from and might be able to relate to the message a little bit more. But then other times it's good to have a complete stranger on the outside come in with this, completely different perspective. It depends on where you want to go.
Right.
Oh, I'm with you. Let's see.
Yeah, Chromebook doesn't have much on it, but it has Google Docs. Google Docs is great.
And all the data tracking tools you'll ever want.
Yes.
You know what? I actually started using Google Docs more so. I think Word has changed this, but you can do talk to text a little bit easier with Google Docs, and it worked really, really well. So I was literally laying in bed, and I was just like, just putting all that, just saying it, and it actually picks it up really, really well. So, but I think Word is trying to catch up now to not lose too much market share. So, but yeah, that's one of the reasons I use Google Docs.
I had no idea it does talk to text.
Oh yeah, they all do it now. I mean, pretty much.
That's great, because when I have to do like film reviews and things like that, I'll usually talk into my phone like an old recorder or something, and then I'll transcribe it. But that sounds amazing.
You know what I did one time with? Go ahead.
Does it have to be an app, Sandy, or is it on your computer that you're talking to it?
No, it's within Google Docs. It's like a button. It's like a button you click. And it just activates it, and then you start talking. It gets used to your voice, and so when I used it recently, I was writing a story about commencement, and so I activated talk to text, and I put my laptop in front of the TV, and it was literally just transcribing it right there in front of me. So I was just kind of like,
oh boy,
that's great. Technology.
There's a movie called Commencement?
No. So I do public relations for my university. So I do. So I write press releases and stuff. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, now I see why you would record a commencement. That makes sense now.
There'd be no other reason to record it, believe me.
Yeah. Yo, wait.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
This could be interesting now. Should we be worried?
What is that?
You don't want one of these 20 years down the line?
Is that a VHS?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, ancient. Look at that. Look at that ancient artifacts right there.
That's great.
It's funny you did that too, because I was actually, before I came in here, I've been cleaning out my garage, and I'm sitting there looking at all these VHS. I have this mountain of VHS tapes in my garage, and I'm like, how, you can't even buy a VCR unless you go on eBay. So I'm like, and the VCR, one of the VCRs that I have is like, it'll like eat your tape. So I have to like figure out how to buy a new VCR.
Sandy, you've mentioned that garage on your channel a couple times now.
Hey, I am making incredible progress. It actually looks. It doesn't look like one of those you open a storage unit on like Storage Wars, and there's like stuff that's like stacked all the way up there, and then you just want to like start the bidding. So it just
Baby steps.
It's getting there.
Listen, I used to work for a storage. I used to be a manager when I was in college for a couple years at a storage facility, and I have stories for days. If you guys ever want a story time about some strange things, let me know.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna set. I have an outline of a story of a murder mystery that's set at a storage unit, so it's actually kind of interesting.
Well, if you want the insides of the, I don't know, the management of storage facilities, let me know.
I might have to come at you.
Yeah.
Should we go ahead with another sprint?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's get started. Let me share my screen. Another 20 minutes productivity.
Let's do it.
And go. Woo! Second sprint done. How do we do?
590 words.
Nice. Still really good progress.
Yep, 590 words, and I got a little bit of work done. I had to do something for the job that pays the bills, pays for my house and car, and then I also sent a nice little message to a friend on Facebook. So yeah, I was productive.
Awesome. How about you, Margaret? How'd you do? Oh, I think you're muted.
I had a little trouble finding the document that I wanted because it's stored somewhere that translates part of it into French and German, but not back. So anyway, I finally found the part that I wanted, and I read that, and I'm taking notes on how to add it to the manuscript because it's going to be an important early turning point.
Okay, nice. So research. Yay, productive. Everyone in the chat, let us know how you did. I saw a couple friends dropping in. Spence from Sphinx Reads. Hey, Spence. I don't know if you're still here, but hello. Thanks for coming. So Jesse, hi. Welcome.
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 Just with a pleasant smile. Just with a pleasant smile in her picture.
We love it. I need a bookmark. Here's my bookmark.
That's actually one of the cool things about. I did join Book of the Month, so that's actually one of the cool things. They give me actually bookmarks because let me tell you, I've had some clever bookmarks over the years. As somebody who gets press passes for athletic events, I've used those as bookmarks. I've used bills as bookmarks. I've used receipts as bookmarks. I've used like pretty much anything that's like thin and relatively narrow.
You can fit it in a book. It counts.
Which is not necessarily the way I'm built, but I do. It does help, if you can find something like that for a bookmark. All kinds of stuff here.
This?
That you know what? That could work. That could be like a crown. It's like one of those birthday crowns that you get.
Oh yeah. Hey, it fits in a book. It's a bookmark.
There you go.
Look at that.
Save it for a special occasion.
Wait. You have a birthday coming up, don't you?
I do. Are you gonna drop by on Tuesday?
Oh my gosh, it's your birthday?
Yeah. I'm gonna put a little virtual party and have a musical chairs StreamYard. That is my innovation for the pandemic.
Oh, that sounds so fun. Yeah. Yay, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Aww.
Yeah, I tried to do an Instagram sort of karaoke session last year for my birthday because it was in lockdown, and I discovered that Instagram does the Zoom thing where it cancels out the other person talking. So that didn't work.
Oh, that sucks.
It was fun though.
Instagram Live is like, I don't know. I don't know.
I've not really used it. I've seen a lot of other people using it.
Yeah.
I think celebrities use it a lot. Yeah,
it's not something that I do a lot, though. I really do need to step up my bookstagramming game, though. I don't know if you guys bookstagram. It is challenging to take those aesthetically pleasing photos.
Some people are just amazing at it, and I'm just like, I feel like a total scrub because there's like no way that I can like. I mean, they got like flowers and like all these like cool backgrounds. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah. Some people make it look so easy. They do such a good job. And I'm so impressed. So kudos to anyone who is a bookstagrammer because it's hard.
Here's an interesting question. So the reason I'm mostly on YouTube is because I figured that was like, if I'm going to go with one road of these platforms, this is the one that feels the best. But then I thought, well, I mean, I might as well put the pointer that I have content over here on Instagram because I have that account. So I would make a graphic that said new video, right? And then I looked back after like 6 weeks of doing this and realized those were my lowest liked. And I was like, okay, I'm not bothering with that anymore. So yeah, it's quick in, quick out. I'm just kind of like Instagram. I don't know. I talk to people there because YouTube doesn't have a chat function. So
yeah.
you guys on Twitter. I talk to other people on Instagram, and it's sort of a weird try to make something work all the way around. Yeah.
That's what I mostly use it for too, and Twitter is just to be able to communicate with friends, because like you said, YouTube doesn't really have that function. I mean, unless you have the community post tab.
Okay.
Everyone
it's
looks
still not
like 2 days
same.
later.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's a whole discussion right there, though, of the best platforms for readers, and it's Instagram is just hard. It's a tough platform. I don't know.
I know that the algorithm went through some kind of change recently. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what that means, because I don't even know how it works.
Yeah.
But I like supporting other people's bookstagrams. I go there for like supporting other friends and like promoting that stuff, and really just talking to people more than posting. But I think you're right. That'd be a good discussion, because I feel like Twitter, I don't know about you guys, but Twitter personally has been the most successful as like a platform to directly talk to people.
I agree. I agree. For the good and bad topics that sometimes come up, and I was following one. I don't know if you guys were involved. It was one where they were talking about people with influential platforms smacking down reviewers that give them negative reviews, like authors smacking down reviewers and kind of sicking their audiences on reviewers who give them negative reviews.
I heard something about that recently. Some author, I don't even know who the author is, but there's something making the rounds right now. But that's been like a recurring trend.
Platforms. I mean, at least I've seen it. I've seen it mostly on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. This one was it was on Twitter, and it was talking. It said something like it was talking about failed authors on Goodreads. Giving negative reviews to bigger authors, and so it just blew up. And I was kind of watching it. I had the popcorn, like the Michael Jackson meme. I was just eating the popcorn and watching it. It was just kind of like, it was interesting to watch. And
No, I'm not fully caught up with everything. I feel like there's a lot that goes on, and it takes time to like really sit down and do the research and find out what exactly, to be able to unpack everything from every angle. But at the end of the day, I mean, nobody should be talking down, I think, anybody. Reviewers are supposed to review books honestly, and if something, whether it is working or isn't working, should be able to say that without fear of anybody chastising them. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
Max's comment.
Through the comments. Oh, Reading Letter says, I just take the pics and say, here they are. This is how I feel. Go pick it up or not. I'm not good at talking or getting my words out. And that's okay. That comes with practice. Like when I first started doing booktube, I feel like half the time was just like word vomiting, not necessarily coherent, just trying to say, this is what I liked, the end. But I mean, as you go along, you get better at it. So
it does. It's a practice makes perfect thing. You just, you'll look at some of your early videos and you'll just be like, ooh, man, I don't know if I like that. And then, if you keep going along, you keep getting better. That's what I try to do.
Max says, Instagram will be a cool thing to use if my camera wants an actual potato. Potatoes are great. Potatoes are the most versatile vegetable. Root vegetable? Are this a vegetable?
I'm gonna say vegetable. I just it tastes really good when it's fried with salt on it, though. I know.
You can wedge them, you can mash them. So great. So many people have said that about Twitter. I've really been hesitant to start one because I don't want to have to keep up with a third platform, but I really want to connect with more people. Yeah, there's a lot of the book community is on Twitter, and that's honestly like I think how I kind of found you guys. I think.
Yeah.
At the least, like how I've made a lot of bookish friends is through Twitter, and then that feeds over into YouTube. So yeah, it's catch-22.
It is. I think Twitter is the easiest to just directly reach out to somebody, not even just by direct message, but just, commenting, quote tweeting. It's just the easiest way to engage people. Like sometimes like people will leave comments on the videos and I'm like, get caught up in doing something else and I might not get to it for like a day or two or something like that. So I think Twitter is just like a little faster.
Mm-hmm. Me 1 year ago, Twitter's stupid. I'll never use it. Me now, sometimes, exactly. Oh my gosh. If you would have told me pre-YouTube that I would be on Twitter every single day, I would have never believed you. I would have said, "You're absolutely no way. That's not happening. I hate Twitter." But now, always trying to keep up with what's going on with the friends. And, oh man.
I used to hate Twitter. I used to find Twitter just to be really frustrating. It's like, because, celebrities, just because of their name, they just get huge followings and people hang on everything that they tweet. And then you can make the most clever tweet in the world and it can just fall like a tree in the woods. It's just like, but it's just, you just build your network and you'd be socially generous and engage other people. And, hopefully they give you that love back.
Mm-hmm. That's really all it is. But yeah. All right, cool. So actually, I'm really loving this book right now. I don't know if you guys saw the smile on my face during that sprint.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Really?
So good.
Smile reading a horror book.
I know. It's really funny.
Personally, I love that. When you can smile reading a horror story, that
yes,
is.
I love it. I haven't read enough horror in quite a while. Like that's on my everywhere I post my favorite genres, I always write horror, but I feel like I'm not versed enough in it as I would like to be. I don't know if you guys ever feel that way.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
what's the I'm gonna forget her name. There's a horror booktuber and I can't remember her name now.
Which one? There's a couple great ones.
Yeah, there's some good ones. The one I just can't remember her name right now, but if I see it, I'll put it in the chat. But she has some great recommendations for horror stories, like some that are like trade paperbacks from years ago, and then some that are more current. And it's just some really cool stuff. So it's just nice that people that genre, because I just don't see that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. There's one booktuber who really he mostly does horror and speculative fiction, but her channel's Harpies in the Trees. And her editing, her thumbnails, she like does full cosplay. It's amazing. Amazing.
Wow.
When I get to that level.
I gotta look at that.
Definitely check it out.
Look.
Crab horror is the best horror. Okay, can we talk about this? Wait. Okay. Max and also Casey from Books Before Death, they're doing this kind of they're reading these series of crab themed horror books that are like really poor pulp fiction and reviewing them.
As in crabs are used as a weapon, or
no,
crabs
as in like Godzilla crab, like this giant apocalypse of the crabs. Like I highly suggest. Very entertaining. I think they're on book 3 right now in the series. It's like Sharknado, but of crab.
Okay.
It's great.
I don't think I'll ever be able to eat crab meat again now after hearing this.
Listen, I learned from their video that crabs hiss. That is so scary to me.
Scary?
That's so scary to me.
Why is that scary?
I'll never look at a crab the same.
I'll never eat crab ragoon again ever. I don't know. It'll never feel the same. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I am not affected.
Hissing crabs.
All right. So maybe I'll trade now. Maybe I'll have lobster. Maybe I'll just move crab out and then bring lobster in or something like that. We'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Should we do our last sprint, you guys?
Last sprint. We're going to finish strong.
Woo! Yes, we can do it. All right, another 20-minute sprint. Let me get the clock started. And, oh, man.
I'm envious of Margaret's comfortable chair right there. She just looks so comfortable.
That looks like a really great chair.
I'm jealous.
It is. I had to drive an hour for it 8 years ago, and it was $50.
Ooh,
Oh.
great deal. Yes.
Yeah, Craigslist.
Okay, let's share screen. Here we go. And ready, set, go. Time. How'd we do?
470 words.
All right, winding down.
I didn't get very far. I started going chapter by chapter to see the revised outline with what I need to put in or move around. So
nice. Do you always do it? Write it out physically?
Outlines, structure stuff. Yeah. Here's the one that I'm working off of. Like,
Ooh.
Ooh.
I can't get this level of like visualization on Scrivener. It's just no. And there's something called Eon Timeline, and I tried that, and like it's just too fuss budgety. It's too squirrely. It doesn't give me like a big picture, so I had to abandon that.
Gotcha. Nice. How did everyone else do in the chat? Let us know what you're doing, if you were reading, how many pages you read. I think, am I halfway? I think I'm halfway. Yeah, halfway done with this. So I'd say today was super productive.
You're not going to DNF it like that one book you got like 95% and you DNF?
No, I'm done. I'm done DNFing things at 95%. No. I think I've moved the bar down to about like 40%. If by 40% I'm not feeling it, it's a no-go.
Yeah, that was still some OG stuff. I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm like, that was cool.
Please don't bother yourself by doing that. It wasn't worth it. I mean, the only reason I got that far is because it was for a pick for the sci-fi book club that we were in. But other than that, I would DNF'd it a long time ago. It's totally okay.
I was thinking of your cool moments. That was like right up there with you doing the robot dance. Those were like two of your like really cool moments there. You know,
from the tag that I think I tagged you in something, Sandy. I think that's what you're referring to.
That was awesome. That was like, yeah. I gave you a lot of views for that.
Thanks. Max is editing my Fellowship of the Ring review video so far. I've got it down to half an hour. Nice. Wow. Well, a long review. That's great. One Heart says, finished Beautiful Liar. Yes, I read 18 pages of Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrian Tooley.
Nice.
That's awesome. Let us know what your rating is for Beautiful Liar. I'm interested.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. Yep.
So what do you guys use for editing software?
I use iMovie.
Oh.
Video editing. Yeah, I use iMovie too.
Okay. I use Adobe Premiere, but I've thought about some different things. Adobe Premiere takes up a lot of space on my laptop, so
it does. I would love to use Adobe Premiere, but I don't think this laptop can handle it.
Yeah, it's a memory hog, and then it export. I mean, I could probably change some settings and have it not export the video's ginormous size, but yeah.
Yeah, no, this is bad. I think the most I can get, I'm supposed to be getting a new laptop in September, but I can barely go over about like maybe max 25-minute videos because then my computer starts crashing and it's like just too much.
Wow.
That's okay. Well, one day we'll get there. Premiere is the goal.
There we go. It's a cool program, but yeah, make sure you got a computer with a hard drive with a lot of capacity, or yeah, you could get bogged down.
NCH Video Pad. I've heard of that one.
I have heard of that either. I've heard of NCH. I've not heard of Video Pad before. NCH has got like a whole bunch of programs. Interesting.
We love simple platforms. Keep it simple. Yeah. I do want to do green screens eventually, though. That'd be nice. That'd be fun.
I've thought about doing that too. It's some people are like really creative with some cool stuff. As long as you don't wear the wrong color stuff, and then you look really weird, you know.
You know what's funny is I went on Friday. I actually went out to a park for a socially distanced, like, I don't know, get together just with one other friend. And we were sitting in this park. It's got these big trees and we were in the shade and it's a gorgeous day. And between the time I was going to hang out, I remembered I had this test session I was going to do with some people to see if they could stream to Facebook on a certain page. And so I logged into Zoom and I was like, hey, how's it going? And like the forest park in the background. And they were like, is that a green screen? And I was like, no.
This is the real deal.
The real deal. Living in reality. Who would have thunk it? Oh my God. Like, oh, sad. Yeah.
That's one of the funny things about having so many meetings with Zoom. People come up with some creative green screen type stuff, and you're just kind of like, is that real or is that green screen? Of course that's green screen. Yeah.
He's always got some funny like comic or something behind him when we're on family Zooms now, and it's always something silly.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely suggest Max is one of the hosts for our Sci-Fi Club. Definitely check them out. And also, you guys in the chat, please don't forget to sub to Sandy and Margaret. Their information is in the description. Should be in the description below. If not, then I will update it, but it should be there. But everyone is just great. Everyone who's here are great booktubers, and authortubers. And Bree from Books Before Death. I love your channel too. I love you. So.
Hey.
I always like discovering other booktubers, especially even if it's a genre that I don't necessarily read as much. Because I do want to expand and read some different things this year. So I'm always looking at other booktubers.
I know. You know, that's something that I struggled with a lot, I think, when starting my channel was like, should I fit into a certain niche? Should I just focus on reviewing one kind of book and be known for that? But I like reading everything. So, you know.
Keeps it open, keeps it out, the options open.
Yeah.
Do you guys do stats videos where you like deliberately try to diversify your books in whatever ways you want so that you check in and go, oh, am I keeping up with my goal of reading nonfiction or whatever it is?
You know, I admire people who do that, who like sit down and are able to calculate. I read 4,500 pages this month, and I read this many middle grade and this many this. And I'm just like, the amount of prep time that must involve, and then make a whole graphic.
Yeah.
I am way too lazy.
I've seen some booktubers that do that, and I'm just sitting there. They're like, I read this many pages, this many chapters, and it took me this many hours to read it, and I read 4 or 5 star. I'm like,
I mean, kudos, but I have to be like either be in a certain type of mood to watch that, or just like really vibe with the person to listen to the stats, or just their stats. So they're like a blinking red light at me saying go away. I don't know. I know a goal, but like I don't think I'm gonna be doing it.
I like seeing them in wrap-ups and people's like monthly wrap-ups.
Yeah.
I like seeing, no matter who it is, I really enjoy seeing their stats. I would like to try doing the stats. Maybe after this convo I'll decide to do, you know, I haven't done a full wrap-up since like January. So maybe I'll do like a quarterly stats and we'll see how that goes.
There you go. You know, the one I do like is someone who's like, she's written this like 8 different categories that she tries to do per month. And then she has the month at the top, and she just like checks it off. If she does it each month, then she does it quarterly. Books and things. And those are my favorite to watch in terms of stats, not the pie charts, not like the Excel spreadsheet exported stuff. I don't know, for some reason, like the little check marks, the planner me is like, yes.
I like that
organization.
Yeah. So
yeah, I like that. I like that format.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Finding new friends.
Yay. I'll have to find out what they read besides sci-fi. So
yeah, I think Max reads everything, and I'm pretty sure Bree and Casey from Books Before Death, they read pretty much everything, but I think they do a lot of fantasy, big on fantasy. I've been following them for the Cosmere Brandon Sanderson year-long read-along that we're doing. So definitely good stuff.
Yeah, I got to get back on my Brandon Sanderson game. I've been slacking on that one. I got to get back on that one. I got another Sarah J. Maas book that I'm going to read, so that's going to get me there. So I'm back on. I gotta diversify a little bit. I gotta try.
See, I've never read Sarah J. Maas.
Me neither.
Are we the only? Yeah, 5. Are we like the only corner of BookTube who's never read Sarah Jane Maas?
To be fair, I've only read one. I read A Court of Thorn and Roses, which I did like. She's a good writer.
Okay.
It's I can see, it's not for everybody. That's for sure. It's different.
That's one of those books that I'm really scared that if I don't like it, everyone's just gonna say, "What is wrong with you?" I'm gonna be disowned by the community.
Then you get to do one of those videos where you're like, "The terrible rating I have for everyone's favorite books." Gotcha.
It's interesting because I was watching a video of a booktuber who, like, I like Riley Sager. I read Riley Sager books, so I like Riley Sager. And this booktuber was like, authors that I hate, and had a thumbnail of a Riley Sager book, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, and it was like books. I'll give this author one more chance, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I get it. I mean, everybody's got a different opinion, so
I get it. I think, Sandy, you are synonymous in my head with Riley Sager at this point.
Fanboy.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Margaret is synonymous with historical fiction.
Well, yeah. That works. I'll take it.
Margaret's ruling that niche right there. She's got that one down.
Yes. Jesse says, A Court of Thorns and Roses, honestly, isn't that good? Oh, hot take. Oh, drop the
Here's the thing about A Court of Thorn and Roses. I liked the way it started, but then it, like, probably about a third of the way through, it started to drag. It did. It was a bit. I almost tapped out about 3/4 of the way through, but I persevered to the end.
Okay. Books Before Death. Bree saying she's not an SJM fan either. She's read from both of her big series, and it's just not for me.
Okay.
What about V.E. Schwab? Because I see, like, lots of people along the spectrum.
I've also never read V.E. Schwab. I am a fake booktuber. I've never read so many of these authors.
I never have either, actually.
Sandy's life's too short. Yeah, I mean, I feel that. Yeah, I love V.E. Schwab. Totally.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, this is how I came into BookTube. And this is probably how a lot of people did. Like, you have no in real life friends who read. You're probably the person who reads the most. And for me, that was, I read about 12 books a year. And to me, that was a lot. And to everyone else, that was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. But then coming here and after actually like filling out my Goodreads read list, it wasn't a lot. A lot of things that are BookTube favorites I'd never heard of. So still catching up.
See, that's the thing. I look at, what's that?
Is there a list? You're saying your Goodreads read list?
Yeah, like the books you read on Goodreads.
Yeah. Is there a BookTube favorites list that you're comparing?
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, then going into being a booktuber and hearing all these titles and authors, and I'm like, who? What?
And, like, that would be a good list to compile, like, BookTube darlings, and then, like, see how many you actually overlap with. That would
there probably is. There probably is a list somewhere. That's a good thing to look into. I'm making a video.
I'm always trying to figure out these people who go on Goodreads or whatever, and they pledge like to read 120 books. I'm like, what are you smoking? How are you going to read? I mean, I'm like, I don't have that much time. I mean, I'm like 120 books. Man.
You know, Sandy, it's possible. I read 120 books last year, and at least 50 of them were graphic novels.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. If you read some graphic novels, I could see that. I've read
113. I think my goal last year was 120, and I didn't make it. I was like 113 or something. So.
It's still great.
How are you guys doing this?
It's still great.
Margaret is she's just killing it.
Nice.
Unemployment.
My key to coming close to getting there could be audiobooks. So
audiobooks are so helpful.
There you go.
So helpful. I recently signed up for Scribd, and it is the best thing ever. 5.
Nice.
Max says, I've only read The Shades of Magic from Schwab. Book 1 was so good, then it felt like it just trailed off and ended with a pff.
It was a little inconsistent, I'll give you that. But I liked the characters and the concept a lot. And I really, is it the villain you love to hate? The like tortured twin dude or whatever? He was a fascinating character. I want a book on him. So
I know nothing about them. I'm trying to read 6'3". Oh wait, I think Max, are you referring to your reading goal? Because that's really okay. So if I remember correctly, I think Max did a photo in one of his videos last year where he was reading his height in books. Which is great.
Gosh, that's great. That's great.
So good luck.
All right, that's what I'm gonna try then. I'm the same. I'll read 6'3".
That's great. Audiobooks are game changer. Yes, I read so many this year. Yes, it's amazing.
I'm actually Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Actually, I'm doing that as an audiobook. Sometimes audiobooks are hit or miss. Sometimes the reader is really important. Sometimes if they're boring, it can put me to sleep. But this one is good. It's really good.
Yeah, it depends on the genre as well, because what was I listening to earlier today where they were saying I just don't really read fiction, an audiobook, because it doesn't keep my attention, but nonfiction I can.
Same.
Yeah. And
nonfiction is a lot easier.
Nonfiction, memoirs, maybe thrillers sometimes if they don't have any fantastical aspects to them, can do as an audiobook.
I tell you, one of the worst audiobooks that I don't even know if I should say who it was, but one of the worst audiobooks I ever listened to was I'll just say it was a horror novel, and it was a male author, and he was trying to do a woman screaming, and it just cracked me up. I just laughed. I laughed so hard I almost pulled a muscle. It was so he was trying to do like women voices, and it was hilarious. I actually listened to it a couple times. It was a short book. It was so funny. I'm like, ugh.
Do you want the reader opinion or the author opinion? Because they're the same, but they could be different. No.
Give it to us, Margaret. What is it?
Oh, I would say go for the experience. You want to get the best reader, which sometimes, maybe most of the time, is not going to be the author. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think for fiction, yeah, you definitely want the best reader. Like if it's a biography or something like that, sometimes you probably just want to hear the voice of the actual person. But
yeah, I guess memoir, I would say go with the author, because it's great to have someone read about their own experiences, and they're probably the best person to say it. But for fiction, it's to get an actor, get a trained voiceover actor.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but over the last summer, I started actually doing narration for audiobooks.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I don't think I realized how much of an acting position it is. You really have to get into the character and really read through the script and annotate and get feedback from the author as to like what they envision it to sound like.
Yeah.
But it's a really long, really fun process. But no, I do agree that like memoirs, biographies being read by the author, preferably, right. Assuming that they have a voice that is tolerable.
Yeah. Unless what's her name? Shoot. Sarah. What's her name? Gal who goes on the talk shows, who has the historical random history books. Not Sarah Waters. Unfamiliar Fishes. Sarah Vowell.
Oh,
you guys know Sarah Vowell? She's been on, but it's probably like 10 years ago. She hasn't come out with anything lately. Her voice is very distinctive. You should look after.
I tell you what, people that can do audiobooks like that and do it I've done voiceover work for videos, and it's like I did so many takes because I hated it every single time, and they're finally like, just stop. It's fine. Just stop. It's fine.
Yeah. It's really weird listening to your own voice and trying to listen to it objectively.
I hate it.
Really hard.
So So this weekend, I do our football games on the radio and TV, our college football games. And so we did our spring football game. And I'm probably losing a lot of people in your audience right now, but we did the spring football game. And
as long as you don't talk about the Patriots, you're good.
Okay. No, we don't talk about the Patriots. But so, and then our broadcast was going over the public address in the stadium. And I'm just like trying not to listen to the public address because I don't like the sound of my voice. Even though everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're good. You got a good voice. I like it." Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Cool.
Hi, Adam. All right. So I know we did our 3 rounds. Should we start to wrap it up, you guys? All right, let's wrap it up. All right, so we do plan on doing these sprints about once a month, and we're going to be rotating on our channel. So I think if I'm in the correct order, next month is Sandy's channel. I'm pointing in the right direction. Yep. So you guys can catch us over there and, just follow us on Twitter and stuff. Most of you guys already do. Everyone's friends here. So we'll post up once we decide what the next hangout productivity sprint is. But thank you guys so much for coming. It was so much fun hanging out with you all, being productive, writing, doing things, and we will catch you next time.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.